Hello, my people. What's happening? What's popping? My name is Sandra. I am your host, and welcome to the Soft and Tender podcast. I hope you're doing good. I hope you've been having an amazing week, and if you've not, I hope you have much better days ahead. So now let's get right into it. So today we're going to be talking about relationships with people. We're going to be talking about how we've categorized these people. Are they in the right category? Have we overrated or underrated certain relationships? Have we overstayed our welcome in somebody's life? What exactly is happening? I know that, these days, a lot of people are coming to the realization that not everybody's their friend. I mean, it used to be such a loose term. Everybody's, oh, my friend this, my friend that, my friend here, my friend there. And, these days, a lot of people are realizing that it's not so. Not everybody's your friend. The person you go to church with is not your friend. That's your church member. The person that lives next door, that's your neighbor, not your friend. The person you go to lunch with at work, that's your colleague. That's not your friend. And I think it is a very beautiful thing to see because, the chances of getting hurt, of getting betrayed, of feeling entitled has gone down drastically. And I think it is all for the better. So a lot of people have, however, stayed in friendships, relationships that ought to have ended long ago. A lot of people have, seen people as friends, but it wasn't a mutual feeling. A lot of people have wanted to be friends so badly with somebody else, and, that person was just not up for it. And then, at the end of the day, somebody is getting hurt. So, I remember when I was in high school, secondary school, whatever you may want to call it, I was friends with this group of girls and I looked up to them basically, and I really enjoyed their company. And, I just wanted to feel among, and I loved these girls genuinely. And one day, one of these girls came to meet me. Let's call her A. So A comes to meet me and she's like, oh, Sandra, I need to talk to you. The other girl said some bullshit about you, and, as a good friend, I need to tell you about it. I need to talk to you. And, I felt really touched. I felt, oh my God, I mean, at least even though I love all of them equally and, felt we all had a genuine friendship, for one of them, or for A to come and tell me that, the others were talking shit about me and she wanted to enlighten me on the matter, I felt really honored. I felt, wow, like this is a real friend right here. And later that day we were just together and I was like, oh, okay, the other girls are not here, so what was it that you wanted to tell me? And she was like, oh, she can't tell me now, give some excuse. And I don't remember what the excuse was, but she didn't tell me. And then later after school, we're chilling, waiting for our parents to come pick us up. And then this girl is telling me like, oh, now get this, the other girls are there. So she's like, oh, Sandra, I have something to tell you, blah, 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 blah. And I'm wondering, girl, you just, told me a couple of hours ago that this was supposed to be a private conversation. I mean, do you really want to sacrifice your friendship with these other people by snitching on them in my presence? Like, what is happening? I was like, wow, this girl is so brave. And then this girl is like, we've been wanting to tell you this. And then she's suddenly using we. And I'm wondering, I thought, this was something you wanted to tell me. And then she's like, you're a bitch, you're this, you're that. And I'm wondering, I think at that time I was just about 12. And I'm wondering, but you told me that it was just these other girls talking about whatever it was, and you coming out now to say that it was a discussion all of you had. And apparently she was the ringleader. So I'm like, oh, wow. I mean, I thought this was a sisterhood. I thought this was a ride or die thing. and now you're humiliating me in public. You're the worst part was that she had deceived me. She had told me that, she was going to tell me in confidence. She had told me that, it was the other girls that were hating on me and all that drama. So I think that was my first experience. My first real experience with having, with overrating relationships and, categorizing people into categorizing people as friends when they really were not. And I don't think I learned my lesson then, though. I mean, it hurts. We moved on and we kept on being friends. And, looking back now, that was quite sad for me because these were people that I loved. These were people that I looked up to, people that I expected so much more from. And then, it seemed like the whole world was against me. And this is the thing. I know people still do it today. They just assume and feel like, certain people are their friends, and they don't even realize that, they say love is blind. Honestly, I think that love could be blind, because I'm sure it was love that blinded me and didn't let me see that these people were, they were not good for me. They were not genuine with me. And as much as it sucks, I'm so glad it happened, early on in life, because now I have a more discerning spirit, and I'm able to an extent, to tell who's who from who's being genuine. And I don't jump into friendships and scream. I mean, these days I'm even scared to meet people. Like, I don't want to meet new people. Let me just stay where I am. Just keep being to myself and the people that I already know, and the people that are already my friends. I don't want to meet people. I don't want to start feeling like this person is so sweet and this person is my friend, and then ending up getting hurt. So another instance happened. Now this is more recently. It was someone I started talking to in the last year, and the conversation was flowing. It was so good. And I was like, nah, man, this is a real G right here. This is a real friend. And I was ready. In fact, like, I was already calling the person my friend. It was quite nice. I felt, wow, like, I think, I don't know how many, I'm not going to say how many friends I have, but then I was like, wow, this is an addition to my pack, and this is so exciting. But then a couple of times, this person told me that, we were just acquainted and we were not friends and all that and all that. But maybe, cotton wool was stuck in my ear, because no other explanation, guys, no other explanation. Or because in this case, I was being told. It was not like, I had to see it. So I can't say that, the love blinded me, or was it that, the love made me deaf. I can't say, guys. But it was, I didn't listen. I didn't pay attention. In fact, there were a couple of times I made this person, I wanted to make this person tell me that I was their friend, but it didn't work out. So, I mean, I should have gotten the hint then, but I still did not. As much as you should not be entitled to anybody's time, anybody's love, your friends owe you a level of commitment. They owe you some level of loyalty. And automatically, I expected this, I expected all that thing, all the things that come with friendship, the loyalty, the commitment, the love, the honesty. I expected it from this person. And I think I got all of it to an extent, but then I don't think I got the loyalty, because it so happened that, I had conflict with another person, which I'll be telling you about later. And this person, the person that, told me we're just acquainted, let's call the person C. So C told me, I told C that, this was happening with this other babe, and, I don't like what's going on. I feel hurt. This person is doing this person is doing that. And it's just not fair on me, because this person knows that I don't like these things. This person is just being outrightly mean and intentionally hurting me. Like, it's not fair, because I've done nothing but love this person. And C, always had a defense for the person, was always supporting that person. And I just felt so betrayed. I felt so stabbed in the back. I felt like somebody took stones and threw it at me. Because, why else would I be telling somebody I regarded as a friend that, somebody else was hurting me, and then you would decide to take that person's side? That was really eye opening for me. It really hurts. And I tried to communicate the hurt, but I got no response. And at the end of the day, I had to, talk to myself and realize that, Sandra, you're the one that fucked up here. I mean, this person clearly told you there was no friendship here. He clearly told you that you guys are just acquainted. So why on earth would you be expecting, that sort of loyalty, that sort of commitment, that sort of support from this person? Like, he owes you nothing. I mean, so, I had to, get over myself, pick myself up, and, continue on my beautiful journey and on, my race of life. And a lot of people also make that mistakes, rating people that do not rate you, claiming people that do not claim you. And I think that it serves as a big lesson to everybody, claim who claim you and rate who rate you. So it does not end in tears and doesn't end in the mud. Because if from the start I had, also regarded this person as an acquaintance, none of this would have happened. I probably would never even have complained that somebody was hurting me, because, I mean, you're not my friend. Why would I be telling you, stuff like that? But it happened. And again, I am glad it happened now, because it has, opened my eyes to stuff. Because sometimes we're not actually, blinded by love. It's not that we're ignoring the red flags, like, the visible red flags. Because there are some times that, you just can't tell, like, this person is not right from you, from the things that they do to you. But then you still ignore it because, you love this person, you feel, genuine friendship with this person, and you have been categorized by this person as an acquaintance or as a neighbor or, as a colleague. And now, because you've overrated the relationship, because it was a one-sided relationship, you get hurt. And honestly, that sucks, but that is part of life. Now, you can obviously tell that I probably will never make that same mistake. Once relationships are analyzed, once they are defined, I'm going to stick to whatever the definition is. There's no need hoping for what's, is more than it is. There's no need wishing something that is not. Just take it as it is. Oh, we're just neighbors. Oh, fine, good. You're my neighbor, I'm your neighbor. Oh, we're just colleagues at work. Okay, good. I'm your colleague, you're my colleague. There's no need going the extra mile for somebody that, is not returning that same energy. Which leads me to talk about, the relationship I had that was hurting me. And, this lady would do different things, and was expecting that, I'll just keep smiling. And I did that for a long time. I think this one was a case of being, blinded by love, because I was seeing the red flags. I mean, it was so bright, but I was like, nah, man, love covers all. So I'm just going to ignore this and move on. This person is amazing regardless, and everybody has their flaws. And I was making up excuses for this person in my head. And at the end of the day, it ended in tears, guys. I mean, by the time I finally, said my displeasures and said all the stuff that was hurting me, it turned to a fight that caused the end of the relationship. And that goes on to me saying that relationship was also overrated. I mean, there are some friendships you have and you think that, this friendship is for a lifetime. I mean, we're going to be at each other's weddings, we're going to be at each other's babies' naming ceremonies, we're going to be at each other's celebrations, graduations, everything possible. And you don't realize that it is just a relationship for a season. I mean, there are friendships like that. There are relationships. They're just supposed to serve a purpose for, a time in your life. And by the time, you start wishing for more and you start wanting to extend it, overextend it, becomes a problem. And I believe that's what happened with this particular lady, because initially I had realized and I had the gut feeling that it was supposed to just be a relationship for a season, for a set time, and I really wanted it to be more, and I was working towards it being more, which led me to ignoring all the red flags. And again, yeah, like I said, it ended badly. We don't even talk anymore. Like, it ended awfully. And I just hope that everybody is taking one or two lessons from my personal experiences, because not people are very disappointing. They are. And the sooner you be honest with yourself, the sooner you tell yourself the truth, and you tell yourself this is who this person is. There's no need overextending this relationship. It's just a relationship. I mean, maybe once we don't work together anymore, I have no business with you, and you still want to be hanging out with that person. No, close that chapter. That chapter is gone. Some friendships we just naturally outgrow. I mean, maybe I was just a church going Christian, and suddenly I've discovered my personal relationship with Christ. And this person is still probably just a church going Christian. We definitely cannot see eye to eye. That does not mean I hate the person. That does not mean that, the person has upset me or has offended me. It just means, it's time I moved on. It's time I went on to better things. And I think that's very okay. It's okay to end relationships, because, the earlier you actually end certain relationships, the better it is for both parties, because you go out and you live on good terms. There's no ill feeling, there's no hate. It's a mutual feeling of love, a mutual feeling of understanding that you guys have to go your separate ways, you guys have to go on to better things. And it would be so beautiful if there's a reunion in the future to be like, oh my god, that was my best friend for 10 years, and I had to go to school and she had to go to work, and so we kind of fell out, but it's still all good between us. There's still so much love. It would be better than seeing somebody in the future and be like, see this auntie or see this brother that hurts me so badly then. I mean, you, and you're not able to have that sweet reunion that everybody should be able to have with people that they once loved, with people that they once cherished. So, guys, and I wish everybody would just take a leaf from this, look inward, look at the relationships they have, rearrange the categories if needed. And that's not to say that there are no beautiful friendships. There are no friendships where you take the risk of overextending them or of overrating them, and then it pays off. I mean, I have a friend that's, it was not supposed to. I mean, I'm like, nah, this friendship in quotes is not going to last more than 2 months, and this is like 5 years plus, and I'm telling you guys, this is one of my biggest fans ever. Anything I'm doing, so supportive, so involved, and I'm like, it was worth the risk, taking a leap of faith, a leap of faith with this person, and the relationship paid off, that risk paid off. But I'm sure and I know that there's some risks that are not worth taking. There are some risks that risk. There are some risks that that is going to end up being a bad investment, and nobody wants bad investments. I mean, that's one thing everybody tries to avoid at all cost. So, guys, stay tuned for more motivational speeches. And guys, this brings us to the end of this episode. So I do wish you guys beautiful relationships, healthy friendships, loving and genuine friendships. I do hope that the people you regard as friends feel the same way about you. I do hope that they give you all the love that you deserve. They give you all the love that they're able to. I do hope you also treat people with so much love. I hope that, you return the energy that you receive. I do hope that everything works out for you. I hope that your life is beautiful, your life is soft and tender, and I wish the very best for you with your relationships. Bye, guys. Toodles.